What's up, y'all? Talon here. Today I'm back with another series of high-level rank battles featuring top teams in the Regulation E metagame. Today I have a team that was created by this year's World Championship finalist, MichaelderBeste, or Michael Kelsch. Basically one of the best new players. Honestly, I'd argue probably the best rookie season of all time. Second place in the World Championships, no joke. He's back with a really cool team. He got top 8 at the Stuttgart Regional with a really incredible run with a very unique team. He features his World Championship Dragapult Chien-Pao Urshifu combo, this time with a little bit of a different spin to them, but overall definitely some familiar components to him, and he was able to pilot it all the way up to top 8 after, just a really incredible tournament overall. So if you want to use the team yourself, I have the rental code in the top right of the video, as well as the PokePaste in the description below, along with Michael's Twitter. He did release this publicly, so check out his rental, check out his Twitter. I believe he went over some details of the team on his stream. So if you want to check out his VOD on Twitch, he might upload it to YouTube as well. He also has a YouTube channel, subscribe there as well. So I'll have those linked in the description. And with all that being said, let's get into a breakdown of the team. So starting off, we have a fairly standard Tornadus. It's not a Ghost Torn, it's a Terra Steel Tornadus with Rocky Helmet. So unable to dodge the fake outs from the benefit of Terra Ghost, you're able to dodge the fake out. If you wanted to, you can go Terra Steel and then switch in your Indeedee and have Psychic Surge. Suddenly you're grounded, so an Extreme Speed, Fake Out, etc. won't hit you, but that is a pretty, it's a more difficult workaround than Terra Ghost, but Terra Steel is just a better defensive typing against Fairy types, Ice types, all of which really want to be hitting Torn. In that regard, it's a Rocky Helmet set, so essentially you're trying to EV to tank as many hits from an Urshifu, Terra Water, Surging Strike as possible, and get those 3 hits off, and then answer back with a Bleak Wind Storm. If you have not gone for a priority move on that turn otherwise. And basically it's just the main Pokemon in this team to allow the strong physical attackers to outspeed their opponents and then take quick knockouts afterwards. Indeedee is the secondary support on the team, and although it kind of looks a little awkward, this team could be seen as weak to Extreme Speed from Dragonite, so having the option to get the Psychic Terrain up and at least force them to go into Rillaboom or something like that is very much appreciated. The set is fairly standard Psychic Seed with max defense as well as Psychic Follow Me Helping Hand. Usually we'd see Protect in that, or Trick Room in that last slot, but we see Protect here. All the Pokemon on the team are fairly quick, so you don't need to go for Trick Room there. The main thing for the Indeedee is you'll be going for Follow Me after you have your strong physical attackers on the field. Ogerpon, Chien-Pao, Dragapult. Outside of things like Make It Rain for Chien-Pao, Dragapult, and I guess Rock Slide on Ogerpon, you're not really hit that hard by spread attacks in the metagame, so having Follow Me to redirect and take KOs that way is a really cool option for the team. Chien-Pao is very cool. Usually we see Sucker Punch, but because of the presence of Indeedee, we are not running that. We have Lash Out. You also to, again, no Ice Spinner so that you don't conflict with the Psychic Surge. Good synergy in picking this Chien-Pao set. The Sword of Ruin is really going to benefit the Urshifu, the Dragapult, and the Ogerpon, all extremely powerful Pokemon in their own right. But this Chien-Pao is no slouch. It's a Life Orb set with Terra Poison. Terra Poison, really solid defensively, able to resist fighting moves and fairy moves, which would otherwise be really difficult to tank for the Chien-Pao. So you can surprise people in a best of 1 format, but it's also very consistent in best of 3 as well. This was something we saw on, I believe, one of the variations of the Tailwind team at the World Championship. I think a Japanese player got top 8 or top 16 with it. I want to say Hirofumi, but I could be wrong about that. But yeah, the Life Orb, definitely people switched over to the more consistent Focus Sash on the Arcanine, Rillaboom, Urshifu, Torn, Chien-Pao, Fluttermane 6, but we do have it back here, and I think it's a good pick. Definitely a lot of offense on this team, not a lot of bulk, so you'd rather just be taking knockouts if you have the opportunity. Ogerpon is fairly standard. It is an Adamant 252 speed, so you'll be able to outspeed Urshifu still, but underspeeding things like other Ogerpon at max speed is interesting. I believe also Chi-Yu would outspeed you, but I haven't seen too much of that, so good call there. You also have the Tailwind to basically get around the little speed you are lacking on, and the attack boost from the Terra Fire on the Embody aspect of Ogerpon combined with the Adamant. Those minimal gains in the nature can compound pretty big when you're going for those Terra Fire Ivy Cudgels. Ogerpon has opted not to go for Follow Me or Swords Dance, substitute Focus Energy like you might typically see on a team like this, especially with Follow Me support. You might expect a setup move. Here we actually have Play Rough, which is a really cool move, basically able to hit Iron Hands for a lot of damage, but I think it's probably more focused at the Dragon types in the metagame. namely Dragonite, Como, yeah, and potentially Salamence. I suppose you can also hit that for super effective on the popular bulky Salamence teams that we've been seeing around. And then beyond that, yeah, Spiky Shield, of course, you're going to want to have that. It's, for my money, Ogerpon's best move. Well, that's probably debatable. I think Ivy Cudgel's crazy, but I feel like Spiky Shield just makes Ogerpon even more annoying and tends to be the thing that's more annoying to me as someone who's like playing with things like Iron Hands and things like that. Moving on from that speculation on Ogerpon's best move, though, we have Dragapult. Dragapult really fell by the wayside after the switch from Regulation D to Regulation E. It's a really strong Pokemon, and the speed tier is still relevant against Fluttermane and Chien-Pao, but because of the prevalence of Torn just getting even more popular after Worlds in the Regulation E format, we have seen Dragapult kind of go away, but on your own Tailwind team, you do get that speed advantage back against those Pokemon, so Michael did choose to go back to the Terra Ghost Choice Band Terra Blast set, which he rocked at the World Championship. This time it is Adamant, not Jolly, so if you do encounter a timid Fluttermane, could be in some trouble there, but I do believe the Chien-Pao is... Actually, it is Adamant, so timid Fluttermane could be kind of a hole for these EV spreads, but you do have the defensive Terras to get away from that. And then lastly, you have this Urshifu, which is Terra Fairy, to be able to, and Assault Vest, to survive any hits from Fluttermane and knock out back with Surging Strikes. It's also Ice Spinner to be able to handle the Psy-Spam matchup a little better, as well as hit things like Dragonite, Salamence for super effective, which kind of similar to Play Rough, people want to be switching in onto Urshifu, similar for the Ogerpon, that elemental damage, people go for things like Terra Dragon to avoid that, and having the option to go for Ice Spinner to do super effective damage there is a cool option as well. Once again, congratulations to MichaelderBeste, following up an incredible World Championship finish with another incredible regional. Probably one of the hottest starts to a new player's career I've seen in a while, so really impressive stuff from him. We're going to jump into the battles now. If you appreciate the resource provided by these videos, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, leave a comment, and with all that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, a cool team for my opponent. I think this might be the team that got #1 on the ladder. I'm not sure if the Goldango slot should be Fluttermane, but the Landorus Torn has definitely been picking up, and it's Lando, Rillaboom, Arcanine, Goldango, Torn plus Urshifu. I feel decent about Torn as a lead. I might go with the Chien-Pao again, but I'm a little weak to that there. Urshifu on their side. I kind of want to confirm if they're Choice Scarf on the Urshifu before I commit. Choice Scarf Urshifu could be bad. Definitely something I would love to be in best of 3 for. I don't want them to be that and just kind of like run me over. So I'm going to go with the Dragapult on lead. They don't have Fluttermane, so that makes things a little easier for me. And I think Urshifu of my own seems pretty solid, and ooh, I would get outsped by the Landorus if they're timid. I believe on Suika's #1 on the ladder team it was Modest, but I can't count on it being that, I don't think. I'm not sure it's exactly the same team. So basically, want to scout out for the Urshifu being Choice Scarf. I think that's going to be a big key. And if we can force that to Terra, that'd be pretty good for... Okay, yeah, Chien-Pao would have been excellent here. But I don't think this is the end of the world by any means. I think a Tailwind Dragon Darts is pretty solid for me. I don't see a reason to... Like, I could Bleak Wind, definitely. Stagger the Tailwind a bit, but if they're Taunt, that ends up being pretty bad. So I'm going to go for Dragon Darts. Don't even have to think about targeting, of course, one of the benefits of the move. I could probably net a knockout into the Landorus with Choice Terra Goes Terra Blast, but I don't really want to waste my Terra this early when so much of my team could be devastated by a Terra on the Urshifu side. Yeah, they go Rain Dance, so they're going for the Sand Shear Storm, I would expect, which has a chance to burn. But I'm very, very happy they went for Rain Dance rather than Tailwind, actually. Like, they are going to be able to stagger their Tailwind for sure. But this also gives me the chance to... Ooh, that almost knocks me out. That's pretty impressive. Oh, I forget. You actually can't knock me out with... Yeah, pretty simple next play. They can't actually knock me out with Sandshear, or burn me with Sandshear Storm because of Sheer Force. So they protect the Lando. Smart play. But we are probably going to be matching Tailwinds here in exchange for their Torn and probably back Rillaboom for them. But they have set up pretty expertly for their Urshifu. But I do have Urshifu in the back for me, so I'm not so worried about it. I believe... Well, with Rain Dance, they probably don't need to go for a Terra to want to KO me, but they will take a lot of Rocky Helmet damage. I am actually hoping they go for the Terra. Goldengo, okay. That's actually super fine by me. One more turn of Tailwind. I think I just go Protect and Dragon Darts. I could Bleak Wind here aggressively. Would they Nasty Plot here? Potentially. They could think about it. I think I like Protect. Dragon Darts. They're gonna switch out. I had Bleak Wind on potentially the Urshifu. Arcanine, okay, that's fine. That looks really good for my Urshifu, I think. Yeah, obviously the Clear Body dodging the Intimidate, and they're going for a Terra on the Goldengo. Could be Terra Steel. I would think it is. I don't think Terra Dragon makes a whole lot of sense. Terra Fairy, once again. Yeah, on some level you are dodging my Dragon Darts, but it wasn't going to do that much in the first place, and yeah, this is fine. I'm going to double into the Arcanine, might even knock out, not guaranteed, but it could. Pretty close, definitely an Aqua Jet range. Yeah, it did Nasty Plot, so fair enough. But I kind of have a switch in Urshifu here. Yeah, because I did go for Protect. I want to be able to match Tailwinds and just like close it out with... Well, does this make sense? Probably not. I have a bit of speed on the Torn. No, I don't have to go for that. I think I should just go for Terra, Bleak Wind, Dragon Darts. Because they're most likely going for Make It Rain here, potentially even Extreme Speed on the Arcanine. They'd have to be Choice Scarf Arcanine to make this play like Choice Scarf, Rock Slide, plus a Shadow Ball, which I think is relatively unlikely. Yeah, they go for Extreme Speed. We will tank that with the Terra Steel. Knock them out with the Rocky Helmet. Unfortunately, we're going to redirect our efforts on the Dragon Darts into their Goldengo now. It's all fine. I mean, we were going to get a single target Bleak Wind off anyways, and we'll see if they went for Shadow Ball. We crit the Goldengo, which is pretty cool, and they did go for the Make It Rain. At +2, we will be able to hit, although we could have lost to a critical hit. Yeah, could have lost to that. My only... I wonder which is better, switch to the Urshifu or... Not this turn, to be clear. Like, I wonder which play is better in the previous turn. Should I go for the Terra Steel? Or should I switch into Urshifu? Because I'll live the hit if I don't get critical hit on either, I believe. But I'm not sure which puts me in a little bit of a better position. I went into the... Yeah, I ordered this in this way because I do not want to risk them being a fast Goldango. If we were Focus Sash, we'd guarantee win. If we were Ice Spinner, we would guarantee win. But given we are not either of those, I want the... yeah, I want the Urshifu on the field with a Tailwind advantage so that I can guarantee the win with the Urshifu and not the inaccurate moves of the Chien-Pao. Because of the Terra Fairy Goldango, I will have to hit an Icicle Crash if I'm banking the game on Chien-Pao. So I want to minimize the chance of it coming to that. Yep, it was Sand Shear Make It Rain. At that point, because I was grounded, they knocked me out, and we do lose the rain and lose the Tailwind on the same turn. And the Terra, or the Assault Vest Urshifu, taking no hits. Maybe I should be taking advantage of the Urshifu's bulk a little bit more. A lot of the times when I'm securing endgames with it, I'm like more or less treating it as I would a Mystic Water bulky one. But I am substantially bulkier and I should probably start taking advantage of that. Lash Out, going to be a guaranteed KO under the Landorus. And the Surging Strike should mop up the Goldango, and even if it doesn't, Aqua Jet will get it next. Yep, got it. Very nice. Feel like the Tailwind Mirror could be volatile, but with all the spread damage offered by the Dragapult, especially not dropping on that first turn, I need to check, but it feels like this Dragapult has tanked some hits. But yeah, it's only 4 defense. Dragapult is a pseudo-legendary. We do forget that. Most of its base stats are allocated in the speed, but it does still have respectable natural bulk. I mean, not really Garchomp respectable, but still better than your average Pokemon, where it can tank even really strong neutral hits like Sandshear Storm. Whoa, okay. Chris here has Iron Hands, Teomask Ogerpon, Fluttermane, Ursaluna, Kanto Arcanine, and Kanto Slowbro. Okay, very cool. Very cool. Let's see what we can do about it. I feel like Tailwind plus Dragapult. Dragapult does a lot to their team. Like a lot. It does very well into Ogerpon. I'd argue decently into the Iron Hands if we can get some chip on it. Urshifu, how good is that against them? Kind of not great against the Ogerpon, truthfully enough. Or truthfully... I think I kind of want to get the Tailwind up if I can against everything but their Ursaluna mode. And if they have that mode, what do I do? I think Tailwind plus Ogerpon is pretty solid here. To an extent, it's good. I feel like these are my best options. If they lead the Slowbro, I kind of need to be threatening a knockout into it immediately, because I don't have Taunt, I didn't bring in DD, I don't really have priority. But I could see this battle being actually pretty challenging if the Slowbro is out plus the Fluttermane. Okay. That's a little problematic because they're threatening a knockout with Shadow Ball or Dazzling Gleam if I don't Terra. But if I do Terra, I get in some kind of hot water against the Flutter. I think my best play is probably to go... Bleak Wind. Is Tailwind my best play? Potentially. Might just have to bank being faster than the Fluttermane, honestly. They're going for a Terra, which is a little scary. This is one of the situations where, like... Okay, yeah, they are tearing the Slowbro, so I didn't have a knockout into them, no matter what, with the Terra Blast. They were faster. And they went for Dazzling Gleam, so I could have gone for a Terra, but this is bulky enough to tank it somehow. That's pretty annoying. We also missed Bleak Wind, which I think would have been good damage into the Slowbro. We actually missed the Flutter Mane. My mistake. But I guess that's fine. We should have a knockout with another Bleak Wind, I would guess. They've gone for a Terra. What do I do with that info? I think Urshifu is looking decent here. I could protect. Probably should. Because they'll be attacking to my Torn no matter what. But I could have gotten a pretty big Bleak Wind off into that. They didn't look at the animation on the Phantom Force, so they don't see I was attacking the Slowbro, but I think I should have... It's Iron Defense. Oh man, I should have protected this. Prioritized this guy a little bit more. The Dazzling Gleam is just a little frustrating because they did just have the option to go for a switch out. What are they gonna go for here? Headlong Rush would be an option into my Dragapult. I feel pretty tempted to go for Rain Dance on the Torn. Yeah, going for Protect was a waste that turn. They don't Body Press me here, they don't Facade, so they probably go maybe Scald, I don't know. Something scary for sure though. The problem, I'm like locked into Phantom Force, so if I do knock out the Slowbro, like it's to what end? They go Scald into the Dragapult. I wasn't comfortable switching in my Dragapult into Urshifu because it was most likely their last move was Scald. So they're going to hit me with a Facade for a knockout, but take a bit of chip damage in exchange. I think Facade is definitely a knockout. Scald Body Press is definitely going to KO my Urshifu too, so I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to come back from this. Slowbro is just like kind of a unique challenge for me, where I guess I maybe should have led the Flutter? That's probably right. I probably should just go Flutter Mane, or the Indeedee Dragapult lead, and threaten Follow Me, just threaten Helping Hands and Trick Room. That would have been good. Yeah, I think the Indeedee route would probably be better there. Yeah, just double the Urshifu seems very safe for them. I might be able to claw my way out if they don't do that, but it feels pretty likely. Aqua Jet, probably not a knockout into the Ursaluna. Maybe after another turn, but I doubt it. They'd have to Facade, I think, into the Ogerpon, and then I think we might have a chance, but they're going to go for Scald into the Ogerpon, fair enough. We could live Facade, but I doubt it. We have a lot of HP, but they have a lot of power. Yeah, just wipes me out. What could we have done there? I don't think anything. After the lead, after they got the Iron Defense, truthfully, it was over. If I could have stopped them from doing that, maybe there was a way. But yeah, we just got completely wiped out by the Slowbro, which is pretty funny because when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, this is dumb, dumb Slowbro." But I was the one who looked at dumb in the end. Well done, Chris. But yeah, I think Trick Room is a matchup when you're playing a hyper offensive team. It's definitely something you need a concrete game plan it against, or like know what positions you actually have some game. And I just like drove into positions where I had none. I think if I had to guess, the Indeedee is probably pretty important against those sort of teams, and yeah, lesson learned. Okay, opponent has Spectrier, which I blinked twice. I was like, is that Pokemon even legal? Spectrier is... Calyrex is legal, yes, okay. Yeah, it's just the... No, Calyrex isn't legal, but Ice Horse is. Is Ice Horse Calyrex? I don't remember at this point. But anyways, they have Bundle, Chi-Yu, Iron Hands, Rillaboom, Spectrier, and Landorus. I do think the Chien-Pao is actually quite good on lead for a reason you will see. Well, I guess it's not really that good. I could see Dragapult being pretty solid though. Like really, really solid. I like Chien-Pao for sure. The only question is, do I go Urshifu or the Ogerpon? I feel like Ogerpon's probably better here. It's just really nice seeing no Sucker Punch from them. I think when you see Sucker Punch, you're definitely very much incentivized if you have Dragapult to bring the Indeedee, which a little bit limits your options. You can't go for the Tailwind as easily because the presence of the two supports can kind of slow down your offense. But when they don't have it, we can go a little more aggressive. They lead Spectrier, Chi-Yu against my guys here. I guess we don't know what they are. Kind of like Rain Dance. Man, Urshifu would be quite good here, I think. I think they'll probably go for a Snarl, unfortunately. Not a lot I can do to handle that. Protect would be reasonably good. If they're max speed on the Spectrier, they'll outspeed my Dragapult, unfortunately. I'm feeling pretty tempted to just go Protect Darts, though. Unfortunately, I don't have a knockout into the Chi-Yu. They're going for a Terra of some kind. If they're going Terra Fairy on the Spectrier, I'm totally fine by that. Why do people always go Terra Fairy? It doesn't really make sense to me when I could go for a Ghost move, do just as much damage. And going for Dragon Darts actually redirects. So if they go for Choice Scarf Dark Pulse, fair enough, but then I will have knowledge of that and can kind of exploit that. Yeah, and the reason I'm fine with people going Terra Fairy is like, yes, you have removed your weakness on your Spectrier, but at the same time, you're also introducing the option to just like double into the partner slot. And they have Drain Kiss, so it's probably a Shadow Ball, Draining Kiss, Calm Mind set, which all in all is like fine. I think Ogerpon fares pretty well against that. Yeah, I'm probably going to lock into a Terra on the Ogerpon. If I had Indeedee in the back, I'd be very confident about the way this battle could close out. Oh, they got Moxie Boost, didn't they? Yeah, okay. Could be bad. That could be unfortunate. I think Tailwind is good here, and Spiky Shield probably is fine. I don't think they have a knockout. Do I have a knockout with Horn Leech? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not, actually. I think I'm just going to go Spiky Shield, though. No, I really shouldn't do that. I basically just don't want them to... I don't want them to fake out my Torn, which they probably don't in Best of 1, given Covert Cloak is a reasonable likelihood, as well as Terra Ghost. But I don't want them to fake out Shadow Ball and knock out my Torn. I kind of doubt it would at +1 even, but I'm fine going Tailwind Attack here, because even if I don't get a knockout, I probably... Yeah, they fake out the Torn, so that's step 1 of not going for Spiky Shield. And they... What did they go for? Oh, they actually underspeed my Ogerpon, which is interesting. I would have gone for Ivy Cudgel had I known that, but, you know, hindsight. But they shouldn't have a knockout into Ogerpon, so overall this is fine. Yeah, they did double the Torn. We'll see if that's a knockout, but given we found out the speed tiers here, I don't think it actually matters. Yeah, I should be able to go for a switch. Or do I? I think I should probably Tailwind Spiky Shield. Just to bait out a Protect from the Spectrier, go for an attack next turn. They do not, okay, fair enough, but they probably knock out my Torn this turn, which is what I'm aiming for at the end of the day. They go for the Shadow Ball, they are +1, but I don't think it would have knocked out, and they go double with the Drain Punch. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting for sure. I think they've taken enough damage at this point that I should have a knockout with Ivy Cudgel. Let me just confirm the KO on switch in. I should have it, yeah. They are switching though, okay. If it's Landorus, they should full Iron Bundle. Not gonna love taking this Ivy Cudgel. I think it's actually gonna be a knockout. And they will reset Fake Out Pressure, but at the end of the day, that's not really super difficult for me to handle. Yeah, we hit the Spectrier first. We'll definitely confirm that knockout on the bundle, but the speed lower could be important. I mean, it isn't gonna matter because both of our Pokemon in the back do outspeed it even at neutral. Did I confirm that? I think I did. Yeah, the turn I got Fake Outed, I outsped the Spectrier naturally. They go for Draining Kiss cheekily into the Tornadus, healing 4 HP. Every bit matters, potentially. But they are going to reset Fake Out. Oh, what? Draining Kiss is a contact move? And you get hit by Rocky Helmet? That's so funny. Yeah, I don't think I've seen a special contact move before. Does Grass Knot count? Oh, they forfeit. Not sure why. Not sure why they DC. I think that was like potentially playable if they have Protect on Spectrier and they make a good read. But most likely not. I think they were at low enough HP where I can always just go Sacred Sword, Ivy Cudgel the next turn into Sacred Sword into the Spectrier and Ivy Cudgel into the Iron Hands. If they Fake Out the Chien-Pao, Spectrier lives. Best it can do is Draining Kiss, heal back up to a fair amount of HP on the Spectrier, but lose the Iron Hands. And if they Fake Out into the Ogerpon, then Sacred Sword just knocks out the Spectrier. So that's all fine and dandy. That game is pretty locked up. We have a Murkrow. We do have a confirmed Murkrow sighting. They have Lando Eye, Arcanine, Goldango, Roaring Moon, Ogerpon, and the Murkrow. So they have Priority Tailwind potentially, and Priority Haze. That's probably what they're going for with the Goldango mode. I kind of like the idea of Chien-Pao here. Chien-Pao is very tempting. We could maybe show off a cool interaction with Lash Out that you might not be aware of. You might be, but for those that don't, there's definitely a lot of people who don't know the interaction. If we don't get to show it off, I will say so anyways, but hopefully we get to show it off here. I think if they're the flying one, they could be kind of annoying, but with the flying Terra, the speed boosting Terra rather, on the Roaring Moon, that would be annoying, but I'm going to go with the Urshifu in the back just so that I have something they can switch in and I'll make it rain if it comes down to that. We will see though. I'll tell you whether we're able to see the Lash Out interaction on lead because that's really the only time you'll actually see it. And they go Murkrow Arcanine, very nice. So the interaction is turn 0 in the eyes of a lot of mechanics, including Lash Out, counts as turn 1. So, given we get intimidated on this first turn, Lash Out is actually doubled in power. So, while they might think they can live this hit on the Arcanine, they most likely cannot. Now, the Intimidate is still active on Lash Out, but I think that's fine. Tempted to go Terra Steel, but I think even if they knock me out with Rock Slide, that's fine, and I should have enough bulk to live it. Now, if they're really heads up, they will go for a Terra Fairy here. Oh man. So we might get punished here. What are you going for? Terra Water, totally fine. They were probably trying to tank the Sacred Sword, which they would have anyways, but now they're taking less. But we still will hit the Lash Out. They can't quash my Chien-Pao. This should be good. Yeah, they go for... We are mirroring Tailwinds here. Very cute of us. And then we go for the Lash Out. Doubled in power. With Life Orb, it does knock out in one hit. So glad we got to show that off. So yeah, never get caught off guard if you intimidated Chien-Pao on turn 0 and are feeling good. Do not feel good. They'll probably go for Lash Out. Yeah, we just take that knockout unexpectedly, and now we've also taken their Terra away, and we are up massively. And that's kind of the value of the Life Orb. If we were not Life Orb, we are still intimidated, so I do kind of doubt we take that knockout. Roaring Moon going for the Terra. It was Terra attack. That's pretty bad for them, I think. I think really no reason to risk much at this point. Would they be Sunny Day on this team or Rain Dance? Probably Rain Dance. I'm going to set up a... I mean, I guess they don't have a knockout. I should probably just go Icicle Crash. I think I always go Rain Dance here, and I should probably go Icicle Crash. I mean, 90% probably. Yeah, I'll go for it. Just because I should outspeed, get an Icicle Crash off. I had a safe Sacred Sword, which could knock out, but we connect anyways, so this will guarantee the knockout, I'd expect. Yep. Life Orb pushing a lot of calcs, which I would otherwise be a little unsure of, in our favor. And the reason I was considering Sacred Sword over was the 10% chance I miss. If I hit the Sacred Sword, I'll be able to go for Bleak Wind the next turn. Oh, Goldengo. No, not like this Goldengo. Yeah, we're just gonna go Lash Out. Bleak Wind. Could go for the Terra, but I don't think there's too much value out of it, and yeah, they just get overwhelmed by the power of Life Orb Chien-Pao. Now looking back, there wasn't like really a ton they could do on that turn 1 if I'm gonna knock them out with Lash Out anyway. Like if you switch into Goldengo, that goes down. If you switch into Roaring Moon, that's in range of Sacred Sword. It's in range of Icicle Crash, probably even if you do go for a defensive Terra like Terra Poison. And you could have switched back into Arcanine, but then I get a Rain Dance, then I get kind of the recycle, so yeah, really see the value of the Lash Out tech there. Alright, our opponent here is, I believe, 150-ish on ladder. They have Iron Hands, Glamora, Dondozo, Tatsugiri, Ninetales, and Goldengo. So, I think Hyper Offense is pretty decent against these sort of teams. Terra Poison, Chien-Pao is kind of tempting actually on lead. I think I could get some good mileage out of that. Yeah, I really could. Like just going for a Terra Poison could be cool. I feel like setting Tailwind is valuable for sure though. Is there a way to threaten the Goldengo or the Glamora immediately, potentially? I kind of want it. Rain Dance would be really good to stop Aurora Veil from going up. Depends on the speed of the Aurora Veil Pokemon though. I could outspeed it. I think I'm gonna go... I went Torn, Urshifu in the back. I think this is probably a matchup you could get pretty confident in with a certain lead and back combination if you lab it out. But on the first try, this is what I came up with. We'll see how it goes. The idea with the Torn and the Urshifu in the back is I think Rain Dance plus Surging Strike will even handle their Dondozo if they're not Rocky Helmet, so that's what we're aiming for. It is Ninetales Glamora though. I feel like Torn would have been solid here. Okay. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Okay. They don't have Intimidate on their team. Is Terra Poison that good? Probably not. But maybe. Kind of like Ice School Crash. Plus... Ivy Cudgel could be good. Into Ninetales. Yeah, I think it should have been Sacred Sword and go after the Ogerpon, but... Or Sacred Sword into the Glamora and hope they're not Focus Sash. I feel like Sacred Sword with Life Orb would have a decent chance of knocking them out straight up. But I'm not sure. We're banking on outspeeding this Ninetales to stop Aurora Veil before it goes up, but they equally likely could go for a Terra. They do not, though. They were Focus Sash, it looks like. So they're putting up the debris, which is, you know, fine. And they were faster, unfortunately. Okay. When you're running a Ninetales, you do kind of have to choose between speed and surviving Flutter Mane hits, but they did choose for the offense. We bring them very, very low. And they go Power Gem instead of Mortal Spin, so kind of a wasted Terra on my behalf, but overall not the end of the world. I think like that's fine. We should just be able to go Sacred Sword into the Ninetales, and if they want to knock themselves out on Glamora, that's fine. They're probably going Spiky Shield here. Ivy Cudgel is not a contact move though, so I don't even have to worry about that. Yep, there is that. Just trying to take anything they can, but most likely it's just going to be Dozo in turn. Yeah, it was Focus Sash on the Glim, unfortunately. I think them living the Ivy Cudgel is probably better for me. Yep, and there's the Ivy Cudgel. Thankfully not a contact move. And we have stalled another turn of snow. Dondozo the Gourmet. Very lovely. They could protect here. I think I am fine just going for a double protect myself. Yeah. This is basically with the intention of not having to interact on the Protect on Dozo turn. Because unless they're Substitute, I guess oftentimes it is Substitute on this team, but if it is, that's fine. Yeah, they don't switch out, so. No switch out Substitute would be fire, though. They did protect the Dondozo, so we do come out of that fine. I think Ice School Crash, Hornleech is fine into Dondozo. Earthquake could be annoying. You know what? It is likely Earthquake. Oh, they knocked themselves out. That's something I kind of forgot about. Yeah, they found the one way to knock themselves out. Which is fine. I think rather than going... Like, I think they're probably going to go for a Terra here. Terra Dragon, if I had to guess. So I think I'll probably go Play Rough. Because the damage on Hornleech is kind of going to be negligible anyways. I want to go for... Switch out into the Torn, tank an Earthquake, and then go for... Should I make the read? I could also lower their special attack with the Play Rough. What's the odds of that? I think it's like 20. I think I'll go for that. No. Should I? What are the odds the damage on that ends up mattering? Play Rough, reasonably low compared to the damage that Ice School Crash is going to do. So I'm going to go Hornleech, I think. Yeah, I went Hornleech. I think there's definitely an argument for Play Rough if they go Terra Dragon here, which is reasonably likely. But the damage overall shouldn't be that significant compared to the damage I'll be doing with Ice School Crash later. There is the Terra Dragon. And Terra Poison didn't end up being valuable outside of the Yeah, poison. Okay. We'll see if they are Rocky Helmet or something else. They order up. Okay, that's interesting. So I'll actually get only one of... Okay, we do live, thankfully. And we outsped them. They are leftovers, but we are stalling out turns slowly slowly but surely. I think there is limited value in... Let's think about how the speeds are matching up here. If they get a substitute up, does that matter a lot? Maybe. So, should I go Rain Dance or should I go something else? Probably should just go Tailwind. But Rain Dance could be cool. I think I will just go Double Protect. Stall some turns out for Ice Cold Crash in the late game. If they go sub, great play, but overall not too detrimental, I don't think. Yeah, good play not to Earthquake though. Yeah, they did go Order Up. I wonder if that's a contact move. I think it probably is on Spiky Shield. I don't really remember. But we stopped Snow, not that that was important anymore. And we confirm it was Aurora Veil. Do I need Tailwind to close this out? Potentially. Could need that. Terra Dragon +3, +4 Make It Rain will probably knock out my Urshifu, so there's no real reason not to go for this, I think. But yeah, I think having the flying type in and forcing them to go for single target attacks is pretty relevant here. We do go for the Play Rough, which isn't doing a lot, but I guess could lower attack stage. And yep, there is another hit, and they are at +4 now. That is 6 turns though of special or of attack. I think we go into Urshifu just to force them to attack. I guess we could have absorbed the spikes for this guy, but I don't think that was correct. Surging Strike. Surging Strike is going to be basically cutting through. I wonder which is stronger, Ice Spinner or Surging Strike. I'm gonna go with Ice Spinner being stronger, but I'm not sure, truthfully. I don't want to get Earthquaked just yet. I think Play Rough is actually reasonably good supplemental damage. Is that right? One more turn of Aurora Veil? No, it's probably better if they knock me out. Think we got it in? We do not. Okay, unfortunate. Yeah, we could have gotten some good damage with Play Rough there. Are you kidding me? Okay, that was probably on me. Like, I think I might have targeted incorrectly there, but that could just be really detrimental. Way to lose the game. Yeah, we missed out on a ton of damage there. But we should still be outspeeding and hitting them with an Icicle Crash with Life Orb and a Play Rough outside of... outside of the conditions of Aurora Veil, which I think should knock out if I hit both. But yeah, that was a bad timeout. That's frustrating. Okay. We disappear the poison spikes, but of course not super relevant. We can also flinch them. They have one more turn of Aurora Veil, so that was a mistake on my behalf, I think. Yikes, okay. Oh, that was such important damage. Okay. I think we would have knocked out through Aurora Veil, but now it is... We are subject to them going for Substitute, unfortunately, which is really annoying. Yeah, I mean, I have to double protect. I could go for the flinch, but there's no reason to, I don't think. Outside of reading Substitute, which would be, you know, a good play from them. They went for Earthquake though, so we made the right call. Icicle Crash might get pretty close to a knockout, and then Play Rough should clean it up. Definitely could have played this game better. Like on the Horn Leech turn, I kind of just played it safe, like trying to force a Terra out. But at the end of the day, I really didn't have to. The Terra was pretty obvious. I don't really regret it though. I think I made a pretty solid play in that. They are going to protect, heal back up to full. But we did stall out the Aurora Veil one way or another. Probably would have been better of a start to go Torn in the future just to stop the Aurora Veil straight up. But yeah, as you can see, like they're now at full HP, so they might have a chance to live this combination, whereas we would pretty much have a knockout with Ice Spinner, Play Rough in the previous turns. We do lose Tailwind, but I think we confirmed the Dozo was slower than the Ogerpon earlier. So this shouldn't matter, as long as we hit our attacks. Icicle Crash. Oh, that tanks it a lot better than I expected. Okay. Yeah, we would have knocked out if we had Ice Spinner. Surging Strike's damage on the board. We lower their attack, but doesn't matter. That's pretty frustrating because I feel like we kind of locked the game down pretty effectively on the Ice Spinner IV Cudgel turn, and even if one of them hit, even if one of the things directed correctly, that was a win. So that is just a forced technical error on, I mean, not even forced, that was an unforced technical error on my part, which is why it's important to play in game, just so you don't, you know exactly when you actually have to stop fiddling around and make your final play. So frustrating end of the game, but lesson learned. Our opponent is going to be having the 2-2-2 classic Dozo team with the Dragonite Chien-Pao offensive mode and the Fluttermane Chi-Yu. Usually it's booster energy speed on the Chi-Yu. Not exactly sure how to approach this matchup, honestly, but I could see if I can force a Terra. Well, honestly, Urshifu Assault Vest is kind of pretty cool against the... Ooh, yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. Yeah, I like Torn. Yeah, I like these a lot, actually. If I can get Follow Me up. So the idea here is Urshifu is pretty strong against both the Dragonite, the Chien-Pao, the Chi-Yu, and the Fluttermane. So if we can force out the Dozo, that's fine. I feel like Chien-Pao, like the combination of Chien-Pao and Ogerpon should handle the Dozo, even if they are a Terra Dragon. But I could also go Dragapult. That would be interesting, but I don't really want to get Sucker Punched. I'm leaving Indeedee on the bench, even though I think it's pretty well suited against the Dragonite. That could be foolish on my part. We'll have to see. I'm not sure if I can actually live the Chien-Pao, or the Chien-Pao boosted extreme speed, so maybe this was a little foolish on my behalf. Indeedee could have been a safer pick for sure, but it is what it is. They go Fluttermane Chi-Yu, so I do feel fine about my Urshifu. So I'm Assault Vest here, which is cool, and they are not choice specs. Okay. On the Fluttermane, that's really good. I feel fine about going Tailwind, Surging Strikes into the Chi-Yu. I think that's a knockout. Although I don't really want to take a big hit here from Chi-Yu. I'm just going to go Tailwind. I'm pretty sure I didn't see Booster Energy. They switch out the Chi-Yu. Sometimes on these teams it's a Dozo with Rocky Helmet, basically to take advantage of some of the natural weakness to the... Okay, we're seeing a Terror from the Fluttermane, but they try and take advantage of the natural tendency to go for Surging Strike against some of their Pokemon. It is Terra Fairy, so might be locking into a Surging or a Moonblast here. Or a Dazzling Gleam. We did Tailwind into the Fluttermane. This is one of the problems with this team. I think at the highest level, you can definitely play this team really effectively. That's close to a knockout. I'm not sure if it will be. It's going to be close. I think that gets there. Yeah, it does. And this Urshifu is like 76 attack, no boosting item. So that was really a aggressive play on their behalf. But I do think a lot of the times these 2-2-2 teams, because because each of the modes of the team is pretty rigid, you have to be playing pretty excellently to make them mesh together well, and sometimes it's just difficult to do that. Like if you get caught in a weird position with one of the combinations, then you're kind of messed up by all of them. I think I'm actually going to Ice Spinner the Dragonite. With Tailwind up, I should handle the Chien-Pao just fine, as well as the Chi-Yu. And Terra Steel could be cool. Could be some options there, but I'm not really sold on it. It would be cool. I actually don't see myself using my Terra on anything else. So I think Terra Steel is more valuable. Like I can tank an Extreme Speed if they go for Ice Spinner or Icicle Crash. I will survive that. And I'm not sure if I can live an Extreme Speed Sucker Punch combination on my Urshifu. So I would rather, like I want my Torn to be able to tank. Oh, I guess that was kind of silly of me. Of course, without the option to go for Terra Normal, they can't knock me out. But, you know, it was safe enough just getting this guaranteed Bleak Wind off. Guaranteed with air quotes, because obviously we miss one. We lower the Chien-Pao speed, which could be important for the late game, but we do reveal the Ice Spinner and knock the Dragonite right out. So that's cool. Yeah, I think we'll be in range of a Sucker Punch here, but we can also just go Aqua Jet, Rain Dance, and that should be good. I think. Yeah, I still have the speed advantage. I wonder if we knock them out. With Rain Dance, I would expect it gets close, but probably does not knock out. I think regardless, I should go for Rain Dance, Aqua Jet. The only question was if I would go into the Chien-Pao or not. One Surging Strike hit is a little weaker. Yeah, we do just get the knockout. They weren't bulky enough to survive. But one Surging Strike hit from Urshifu is a little weaker than Aqua Jet. And I'm trying to remember, I don't know my Chien-Pao calc off the top of my head. Like whether I would just knock them out with a Surging Strike. I think you need to Terra Water to get that KO consistently. If you're Adamant Max. So I think the Aqua Jet in the rain might have been close, but I didn't want to. I'd rather just get the Rain Dance and damage into the Chi-Yu. Especially if they're Focus Sash or something like that. I should just be able to clean up, especially with the speed drop on the Chien-Pao. Like I didn't have much to worry about, so I just wanted to break any potential Focus Sashes and simplify my endgame for the rest of my Pokemon. So that will do it for Battles Today, featuring MichaelderBeste's really cool top 8 at Stuttgart's regional championship team. Really, overall, the Dragapult was pretty impressive. The Dragon Darts, the Phantom Force damage, always very consistent. The Chien-Pao, of course, really strong damage. Really elevates the Ogerpon's damage output as well. Didn't really get to see the Urshifu function outside of like what a normal Urshifu would function, but I'm sure it definitely, the Assault Vest bulk, very appreciated in certain matchups. We just might not have pulled them that well. Didn't really get to see the Indeedee shine, unfortunately. I think we played a Trick Room team, but weren't able to identify that it was the correct bring there. If you are using the team for yourself, I do think the Indeedee probably pretty solid against Trick Room teams, and then the Tornadus, of course, old consistent or old reliable, outside of Bleak Windstorm misses, of course. If you enjoyed the battles, please subscribe to the channel. Check out Michael's socials in the description below, as well as the PokePaste and the rental code if you wanted to take the team on the ladder for yourself. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscription if you did, and peace, y'all.